I call the meeting to order. Will everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The New Jersey Open Publics Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meeting of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Cedar Grove Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be advertised by having the date, time, and place thereof posted on bulletin boards in the district, published and or transmitted to the Verona Cedar Grove Times and Star Ledger newspapers, tap into online news, filed with the township clerk, and posted on the district's website. Roll call, please.
Mrs. DiChara.
Here.
Mrs. Miga.
Here.
Mr. Splendoria.
Present.
Mr. Schoner.
Present.
Mrs. Dye.
Here. The meeting is open to the public for comment on items on the agenda. Seeing none. Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
How's everybody doing on this rainy evening?
Pretty well.
Fantastic.
Yep.
All righty. Any committee reports? Anybody go anywhere or do anything? Or?
I didn't go anywhere. I just want to remind everybody that the membership is open for the APT at the high school. And also membership is open for the Black and Gold Club at the high school. And I also did see they're looking for help for the snack stand.
Yes, for this Friday
week,
evening,
for
right?
this Friday night for the football game.
Got it.
Correct.
All right.
And the middle school FSA is open too, and I think you can pay via PayPal, $20, I think.
Thank you for that informative report, Mrs. Chair. We appreciate it.
There's an email.
I do want to say also that South End is doing their fundraiser is going to be for Halloween. So if you are going to allow trick-or-treaters to come to your house, you can buy a lawn sign and put it out in front of your house that says you're welcoming trick-or-treaters. And if you're not, you can also buy a sign that says, unfortunately, you're not welcoming trick-or-treaters. But at the end of the day, it's all about fundraising for the FSA. And they certainly can use as much help as they can because things are not typical as we work.
Very true.
I'd just like to say that the past few weeks, greeting these our students as they've been coming back to the buildings, for me, it was really fulfilling. And it was just great to see the expressions on their faces and how happy they were and how happy the parents were also to be back.
Yeah, it has been actually great. The board took it on the road, and we were at the high school yesterday greeting everybody, because yesterday was Monday, right? And yesterday was the high school's first day back for cohort B, which is exciting. And then it was actually the middle school's first day back for cohort B, but we couldn't be in two places at the same time. But we were at the middle school the previous week to welcome back cohort A. So we're very excited, and so cohort A will be at the high school next week. And
That's
then
right.
everybody will be back.
Yes, we will.
Which
We'll
is
be there
fantastic.
again.
Yes, we will be there again.
Each school did their own thing at their own building to welcome their students back. So the grammar schools used chalk. The middle school used the banners.
Right.
The high school used the banners and the signs.
Right.
I think it was very nice. Very
It was nice.
Yeah.
It was like being, on the first day of school, which
Right,
is kind of
right.
nice. Absolutely.
And it was very nice of the people that, helped out. I think
Donated and did.
Yes,
Yeah.
very appreciative.
very much so.
All right.
Okay, wait. MMS FSA, $20,
Really?
and it's PayPal.
Why do I have a feeling that the president of the MMS FSA is sending you nasty texts right now?
No, I just looked it up. Sabrina, please.
Okay, we're going to move on. Board presentation. We have a great presentation this evening. Mr. Grasso, you want to take it over?
Sure. Last week we had two really generous students, Michael and Matthew McAuliffe, found a need during these trying times to find a way to give back to the community that they love and are part of. Spending their own time and efforts, Michael and Matthew reached out to many individuals and businesses to help support staff and students by providing personal protective equipment. Through their efforts, Michael and Matthew have donated 3 boxes of PPE to the Cedar Grove Board of Education. I would like to commend Michael and Matthew for their generosity and their enormous connection towards the humanity of the staff and students of the District of Cedar Grove. And tonight, I'd like to bring up to the podium Matthew and his mom. Michael was not able to be here tonight because he is actually at soccer. So Matthew, if you don't mind, and you can take your mask off while you're talking. Talk to us a little bit about what inspired you to do this, the process that you were partaking in, and just what was like the inspiration for you to do this?
So yeah, I felt like we're part of this community and we wanted to give back in a way. So we felt, especially during the times that we're in, the best way to do that was to help supply materials to our school, because we felt like they do so much for us, so we could do something and give back to them.
I have to tell you, I really appreciate that. I just want to let everybody know that Matthew and Michael actually provided 3 boxes of material, and that ranged from masks, wipes, hand sanitizer, which is needed. And so without that, I have to tell you, you really have, you've inspired me, and I know that you've inspired us up here because of your generosity. And it's not only of bringing those materials to us, it's about your time and your efforts and what caused you to do this. So I just want to thank you on behalf of the Board of Education for taking the time to do that. I really commend you. You didn't have to do that.
Thank you.
And you did. And that's a big deal. And that, I have to tell you this, being part of a community, you symbolize that. That's what we do as a community. We come together, we think about others' needs and how we can help those in need, and you've done that, you and your brother, so thank you. I know your brother can't be here tonight, but please relay that thank you, because we did talk about that the other day at the board office, but we truly appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you to you, Mom, also, because without you, I know that you're the driving force too, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job, Mom.
One thing I actually almost forgot, but I was reminded as we're saying thank you, is we took it on the road as a Board of Ed last week, and we were at the town council meeting in which Mr. O'Toole and Mr. Scrivo from the O'Toole Scrivo Law Firm donated over 2,200 masks to our students and our administrators and the board, and we are extremely grateful. And I'm not sure if they've been distributed or not, but okay, but thank you. We really, really appreciate it, and we appreciate the collaboration with the town council. So thank you again. All right, we're gonna move it along. From the Office of the Business Administrator and Board Secretary, under minutes, can I have a motion for B1 through B5?
So moved?
Second?
B1 is a motion to approve the public and executive minutes of September 29th. B2 is a motion to approve the budgetary transfers for the month of September. B3 is a motion to approve the treasurer's report for the month of August. B4 is a motion to approve the board secretary report for the month of August. And B5 is a motion to approve the board secretary certification to the Cedar Grove Board of Education pursuant to the code that no line item account has encumbrances and expenditures which in total exceed the line item appropriation in violation of such code. Any discussion?
No.
No.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. DiChara, excuse me. Sorry. Mrs. Miga,
Yes.
Mr. Splendoria,
Aye.
Mr. Shoner,
Aye.
Mrs. Dye.
Yes. Under business, can I have a motion for B6 through B8?
So moved.
Second.
B6 is a motion to accept the generous donation from the Cedar Grove High School APT in the amount of $2,500. B7, resolve that in accordance with the CGAA agreement, the following employees shall be paid for unused vacation days. And B8 is a motion to accept, as we just discussed, the generous donation of PPE supplies from high school students Michael and Matthew McAuliffe that will be distributed throughout the Cedar Grove schools. Any discussion?
No.
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 Roll call, please.
Mrs. DiChara,
Yes.
Mrs. Miga,
Yes, but I abstain from B6.
Mr. Splendoria,
Aye.
Mr. Shoner,
Aye.
Mrs. Dye.
Yes. Under Personnel, can I have a motion for S1 through S12?
So moved.
Second.
S1 is a motion to appoint the following staff in accordance with the staff emergent hiring start date procedures. S2 is a motion to approve Christina Nadarowska, South End paraprofessional. S3 is a motion to accept the resignation of Walter Creel, high school science teacher, due to retirement after 34 years in the district, effective December 31st, 2020. S4 is a motion to rescind Resolution S6 on the September 29th agenda to approve Maureen Howe as a North End school aide for the 2021 school year. S5 is a motion to retroactively approve Carmela DeCato, South End school aide's resignation for purposes of retirement as of September 29th, 2020. S6 is a motion to retroactively approve Kathleen Amato as substitute teacher for the 2021 school year. S7 is a motion to approve the affiliation agreement between the Cedar Grove District and Caldwell University regarding liability insurance for the 2021 school year. S8 is a motion to retroactively approve the extra class stipend at the high school for Colleen McElroy. S9 is a motion to approve the following high school co-curricular activities at the rate listed. S10 is a motion to retroactively approve Katie Hanlon, athletic trainer, to teach CPR at the rate listed below. S11 is a motion to approve the following Memorial Middle School physical education / health teachers to instruct extra classes. And S12 is a motion to approve Kristen Arluna at South End School to provide temperature checks for staff and students. Any discussion?
No.
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 Roll call, please.
Mrs. DiChiara,
Yes.
Mrs. Miga,
Yes.
Mr. Splendoria,
Aye.
Mr. Shoner,
Aye.
Mrs. Dai.
Yes. Under policies, I think we're going to review a few. Is that, no, we're not doing that? We're just
Yep,
first reading, right?
first reading.
Okay, this is where I take a break, right? And somebody else
Yeah.
talks? Okay.
Take my mask off. Try to be quick for our audience. Policy 1620 is for administrative employment contracts. This policy has been revised to require a public notice and hearing if an administrative contract is rescinded or terminated by the board before it is due to expire and the parties agree to new employment terms. It also has a revision to abolish the salary caps for superintendents. This policy is mandated. Policy 1648, the Restart and Recovery Plan. This policy has been revised to incorporate the new face covering requirements and new anticipated minimum standards as per the updated New Jersey Department of Ed guidance for the Road Back, Restart, and Recovery Plan for Education. This policy is mandated. Policy 2431 for athletic competition and the regulation number 2431.1 for the emergency procedures for sports and other athletic activity. This policy and regulation now include language requiring districts with any grades 6 through 12 to establish and implement an emergency action plan for responding to a serious or life-threatening sports-related injury sustained while participating in sports and other athletic activities. This policy and regulation are both mandated. Policy 2464 is for gifted and talented students. This policy has been revised to include requirements regarding the accessibility and development of the Gifted and Talented Education Program, submission of an annual report to the New Jersey Department of Ed, a complaint procedure for individuals who believe the district has violated New Jersey statute, and notice requirements for the district's policy on gifted and talented education programs. This is a mandated policy. Policy 5200.1 is for student travel advisory procedures during a pandemic. This new policy requires a student traveling either to a hot state listed on the travel advisory list or a level 3 designated international area by the CDC to self-quarantine for 14 days. Policy and Regulation 5330.05 is a seizure action policy. This new policy and regulation require the parent of a student with epilepsy or a seizure disorder to submit the student's seizure action plan on an annual basis to the school nurse. The school nurse shall develop an individualized healthcare plan, and an individualized emergency healthcare plan for the student, provided the parent of the student annually provides to the board written authorization for the provision of epilepsy or seizure disorder care. It also ensures that all staff are trained in the care of students with epilepsy and seizure disorder care at school. This new policy is mandated. Policy 6440 is for cooperative purchasing. This policy has been revised to reflect changes in an administrative code that governs public school contracts law. It includes updated definitions for lead agency, registered members, cooperative purchasing system, and joint purchasing system, and language has been removed that was redundant. This policy is mandated. Policy and Regulation 640.01 is for electronic fund transfers and claimant certification. This new policy is needed to permit the use of electronic fund transfer transactions for the payment of claims. It provides the details for a school district using an electronic fund transfer technology for payment of claims electronically in lieu of paper checks. The only methods which are permitted by statute and code are wire transfers, e-checks, and automated clearinghouse transfers. Adequate segregation of duties between the initiation, authorization, and review functions must be assigned. Automated debits, payment services, procurement cards, bank charge cards, and charge cards issued by a specific vendor are not authorized payment methods. This policy and regulation are both mandated. Policy 6471.1 is for school district travel advisory procedures during pandemic. This new policy requires a staff member traveling either to a hot state listed on the travel advisory list or a level 3 designated international area by the CDC to self-quarantine for 14 days. Policy and Regulation 7440 is for school district security. This policy and regulation are revised to outline a new law that requires school districts to annually conduct a school safety audit for each school building in the district using a checklist developed by the New Jersey Office of Homeland Security and Preparedness. They are both mandated. Policy 7450 is for property inventory. This policy has been revised to more accurately reflect the definitions of equipment and supplies and is now mandated in accordance with the Uniform Minimum Chart of Accounts. This policy is mandated. Policy and Regulation 7510 for the use of school buildings. This policy and regulation have been revised to reflect a new law that requires school districts to ensure all persons who supervise youth programs that are not sponsored by the school district and operate a program in a school district building before or after hours are provided with information and training on the school district's practices and procedures on school safety and security, including non-confidential information on school building security drills, evacuation procedures, and emergency response protocols. The organization that sponsors the youth program shall submit a statement of assurance to the district indicating this training has been completed. This policy and regulation are both mandated. And the last one is Policy 8420 for emergency and crisis situations. This policy is revised from a new law that requires school districts to ensure that individuals employed in the school district in a substitute capacity are provided with information and training on the school district's practices and procedures on school safety and security. This policy is mandated.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, can I have a motion for S13?
So moved.
Second.
S13 is a motion to approve the first reading of the policies that Mr. DeVita just read. Any discussion?
No.
No.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. DiChiara,
Yes.
Mrs. Miga,
Yes.
Mr. Splendoria,
Aye.
Mr. Schoner,
Aye.
Mrs. Dye.
Yes. Under contracts, can I have a motion for S14?
So moved.
Second.
S14 is a motion to approve the following contracts for special education students as recommended by the Director of Special Services for the 2021 school year. Any discussion?
No.
Nope.
No.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. DiChiara,
Yes.
Mrs. Miga,
Yes.
Mr. Splendoria,
Aye.
Mr. Schoner,
I'm abstaining from S14.
Mrs. Dye.
Yes. The meeting is open to the public for comment on items on or off the agenda. Seeing none. Before announcement of future meetings, I just want to, and I know Mr. Grasso wanted to give an update, I just wanted to point out that on the agenda this evening, we approved the retirement for Mr. Creel, and 34 years in the district is a really, really long time, and so we just want to thank him for all of his years of service, not only as a teacher, but as a friend to the students and also as a heck of a photographer for all of our sporting events. I don't know who's taken over that, but that's going to be a really hard one to follow because that man was at every sporting event and took amazing pictures, and he will be missed. But enjoy your retirement, Mr. Creel. It is well deserved. And then you had an update, Mr. Grasso?
I just have a quick update. I do want to thank the mayor and council, as well as Mr. Tucci, for the donation of over 2,000 masks. Like, as you have shared in the very beginning, those masks have been distributed to all of our school buildings for our staff and our students to wear, which is a great help, especially in an effort to collaborate together as a community to look out for the health and wellness of all of our staff and students. I also wanted to share, I want to commend the middle school and the high school for their opening. We were all here on Monday, yesterday, for the opening of the high school. I also want to just thank the board for being consistently at all of the buildings, welcoming the staff and the students back. We saw yesterday as one of the students looked, and it was a nice welcoming, and I've appreciated that, and it's a great way that how we work together. But I do wanted to share that the high school had a wonderful transition open. It was very smooth. The students knew where to go, what to do, and how to do it. Technology update, just want to share also that Mr. Walsh and the IT department have installed updated access points. So therefore, I know I spoke about that at a meeting last meeting, and I believe the meeting before, but we were actually witnessing the IT department installing this, so that will provide those updated access points will provide a better service for our staff and any of our students working on that within the building. The last update that I just want to share, and I will be communicating this tomorrow to all students and staff, as well as families, is that Executive Order 177, established by Governor Murphy, states that all in-person instruction will cease on November 3rd, the election day. This order was put into place later in the summer. That doesn't mean that instruction stops. That means that we, as Cedar Grove School District, will be providing and delivering instruction virtually. That just means that students will not be entering the building. And that is my end of the update.
Great. Thank you very much. And just to point out, as Mr. Grasso did, it's mandated that we can't have students in the building on Election Day. So even though we do not have voting in our schools anymore, they still can't be here. All right, announcement of future meetings. October 26th, that's actually a Monday. I know originally we advertised the 27th, but now it's the 26th. Same place, same time, 6:30 exact, 7:30 regular meeting. And then November 17th, same place, same time, 6:30 exact, 7:30 regular meeting. Any other further comments? No? Nope. Fantastic. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Mrs. DiChara,
Yes.
Mrs. Miga,
Yes.
Mr. Splendoria,
Aye.
Mr. Schoner,
Aye.
Mrs. Dye.
Yes, the meeting is over. Everybody have a great night.